Hello and welcome back to the channel. Let's explore it together. Today we are checking out asking hunter-gatherers life's toughest questions. Now, this is a video where I believe what's going to happen is they're going to go into a tribe that hasn't really gotten into modern civilization or society and just ask them things like, what's the meaning of life? Now, I have a degree in psychology. I have a general idea of where this kind of conversation is going to go. So that's why I thought this would be interesting to check out. I kind of want to see if I could predict what the answers will be, because we're basically going to be looking at the human mind without the influence of modern society. So let's see what we get. It should be a very interesting watch, and we'll see how accurate my education is to the reality of the situation. Let's go.
The Hezabe are a small tribe of hunter-gatherers living by Lake Eyasi in Tanzania. They are some of the last true hunter-gatherers left on planet Earth and are under threat of disappearing. There are only about 1,500 left.
Yeah.
About 2 months ago, I was fortunate.
This guy Canadian? A boat? He must be Canadian.
To be able to spend 48 hours hunting with them.
This is exciting.
Oh no, he's got a different type of accent. I don't know where he's from. But yeah, that'd be intense, man.
Go, 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 go.
It was all the excitement you'd expect. Later, I returned to join them, this time in a longer 72-hour hunting trek, deeper in the African bush.
Look at all them
During
good
this time,
dogs.
and right before raiding another baboon camp.
You gotta love dogs. Have been a part of humanity since even before we were what we would often consider civilized in today's terms. Dogs have been there from the start.
I asked Sokolo, the leader of this tribe of hunter-gatherers, what's the most important thing in life?
All right, the most important thing in life is going to be food. Food and shelter. If you were to ask, again, these are my guesses based on my study of how psychology evolved and how social structures changed people's perceptions from what was just kind of more naturally evolved. So I would imagine his answer here is just going to be food and shelter. Maybe he'll be specific on the type of food, because he's thinking it's a specific question. But that'd be about as in depth as I think he'd go.
Manako. Yeah, manako. Yeah.
Meat.
Manako.
This is a true man's man. The most important thing in life: meat.
Ako bala. Bala.
Oh, honey.
Manakita.
Okay, so yeah, he went into specific meats because he's thinking this is a deeper question. All right, 1 point for Scheme. Let's see how my final score is by the end.
Manakita. Ko haga kakachana.
Baboon. And antelope. Antelope and zebra don't surprise me. I didn't know they went hunting for baboon. That'd be an interesting hunt. That'd be a lot more difficult to hunt, I would think.
Is
it baboons?
Yeah, he saw baboon.
Baboons.
Baboons over there.
He's like, we gonna eat them. We're gonna get them.
But they can see the hill over there. They go to
shoot
sleep
him.
over there. So.
I think they probably got bows and arrows.
That's good.
And that's a good idea, a night ambush.
I ask, what happens after you die?
Now, most of the earliest civilizations had some sort of religious spirituality to them. I don't think death would be a huge preoccupation, since survival is too big of a topic. So I'm imagining he's going to have some sort of ideology here about it. But I'm curious as to what that would be. But there will probably be some sort of thought of something that happens. But let's see.
Now
He's just saying they done.
The youngest hunter, Babua, joins us. He wants to help clarify some of Sokolo's answers, starting with the importance of hydration.
All right, so I'll say I don't get a point for that one because he didn't have any sort of spirituality or afterlife there, which is surprising. Most of the times when we looked into ancient civilizations that were hunter-gatherers, they had something. So, no points for me there, though. He's going in. You leave him in a cave and you go.
Ulube.
ATB.
Yeah, like if I get to
ATB bawa bonepe.
ATB bawa. ATB fachana bi. ATB.
Misi zita kote yako kote. Seme ukwa. Wacha ATB. Misi.
These are important life
I ask,
lessons.
what was your
Eat and drink or you'll die.
happiest day?
Happiest day. Oh, well, I already got the answer given away. I was going to say that anyway. Happy when we get honey and meat. Yeah, I was going to say happiest day would have been a good catch. So I won't take points, even though that's what I would have said, but it's what I would have said. So we're still at 1 point.
I'm sure ukwa manako
To be happy, we need meat. Yeah, I relate. Meat, honey, water. That's happiness.
Now with Babua here, I ask again, what happens when you die?
Oh, I'm getting a retry to see if I get my point back. But it looks like he's saying the same thing. We put them down in the caves. Man, I'm not gonna get that point back. Oh, the body goes to the sun. They celebrate their death. Shoot a big animal. So they do a sacrifice, and they say the body returns to the sun. Okay. It goes to the sun, but whatever we don't really know. When someone dies, when we kill the animals and celebrate, we wish them good luck. If the person had problems in their life, we pray their problems go away. Yo, okay, I get my point back. They totally have a religious structure. It's very agnostic, but they absolutely have an ideology where when you die, it's not fully over. It's more of a, it sounds more Asian. This is what a lot of the Asian philosophies had. You kind of are just going into a larger energy. And they even have a concept of if they had a rough life, now all their problems are gone. They pray that their problems end. They do a sacrifice of an animal to like join in on the journey. That is absolutely naturally inborn, because it's ingrained in the human mind. Religion is almost in every civilization without society. There's some sort of identity that is spiritual and or religious, because it's just built into human brains. Yay, I'm glad I got that point back, because that was really surprising to see like a strictly atheistic view on death from a tribe with no societal influence. That was completely counter to everything that I knew, and I'm glad to know that everything I knew was not completely incorrect. So I'm going to have 2 points again. We're bringing me back that point. Let's go. We don't know if they go to heaven or not. The man just dropped heaven. Well, of course, they've been talking to these guys, so they probably have had some sort of conversation, but agnostic spiritualism is what they got.
Do they believe that they see their ancestors when they die after?
I ask so.
Oh, they believe that their ancestors are looking down on them. Yo, I definitely got that point back. All right, so we're at 2 points, and then 1 point I lost because I didn't answer before the subtitle kicked in. So let's go. The education system didn't fail your boy's scheme this time. I'm able to predict these answers pretty well so far. I'm happy with that. I'm happy to know that I wasn't lied to in school.
Kokolo, what's your greatest fear?
Fear would probably be predators and not having food. Those would be your fears. I don't know where they're at. If there's lions where they're at, they're probably afraid of lions, hippos, maybe crocodiles, you know, the big predators, and then not having food. Those would be your fears. Lions! That's 3 points for scheme. 4 if we count the one where the subtitles came in too early. I'm good at this game. Ooh, elephants. That's a surprise, though. I didn't know elephants were that dangerous to them. You'd think that you could get along with elephants unless you sneak up on them. Buffalo, leopards, rhinos
After
make sense.
dancing with black mambas in my other video, I ask, well, what about snakes?
I wonder how afraid they are of snakes. Snakes kind of keep to themselves. But I have to try to answer. I'm going to say that they have a healthy respect for snakes, but they don't fear snakes. That's where I'm going to put my money on. So let's see if I get a 4th point or not.
Tumi gabi. Yete kuku.
When the snake bites,
Che.
So he got bit by the
This is a snake
snake.
bite.
Yete bao.
do small cutting and they put the
Wow. So this is a snake bite. They cut
Kuku.
after.
Bepe kuku.
yellow coming and they put the
Baya amo haman.
What kind of snake bit him?
Fifi mo kobok.
So they have mostly a natural immunity, it looks like, to the black mamba. It doesn't do a whole lot to them. Black mamba won't automatically kill you, but I guess, you know, if your people get bit enough, it's going to dilute the effectiveness of the venom on your genealogy, I would imagine.
Fifi mo.
He got bit by a black mamba.
yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
And this is the mark left from a black mamba after. Damn, man, you're lucky. Let's say you.
So I don't know how to score that one. I don't know if he has. I mean, I got it right that they're not afraid of the snake, but I don't know if he has a healthy respect for the snake either. So I'm just gonna say that that's a neutral. You guys in the comments below, tell me if you think I get a point for that or not. You let me know.
You see a pretty girl, yeah?
Pretty girl. I don't. Okay, dating structure of uncivilized society. They don't really have one. Reproduction is just. It just happens. You continue your lineage. There's not a whole lot of dating and romance. That's something that's been invented along the way. So he's either going to say something really blunt and brash about sex, or he's going to possibly just be confused by the question in general.
How does that work? If you want to marry her, what do you have to do?
Or shoot it.
This question gets a little lost in translation.
I'm going to say that's a point. The fact that they just said it was lost in translation and I said confused. That's 4 points for your boy Scheme. 5 if you gave me a point for the snake one. 6 if you give me a point for knowing what the other one was, but the subtitle spoiled it. Yeah, this dude, they don't even have words for romance, it doesn't look like. They're like, what are you talking about? Well,
Koko bitabang akaba. O tabitaka.
they went back to the snakes.
So mulla. Teach is a mark.
I ask, what is their biggest struggle?
Biggest struggle is just going to be if they don't have food. There's not enough food around, I would imagine.
Manako.
Meat. There you go. Back to meat. Another point for Scheme.
Kita kwetu ukue hatse.
Atatoga bikuisi ba yamena fe.
Hamana.
What's a Detoga? Oh, it's a tribe. Okay.
Ina be aku akale mozua
Kami.
akaya ichana kwa sababu itibi ba ititi yamena atatoga bi.
Chungaika alabe.
Oh, so there's another tribe that's doing more farming than hunting, and it interferes with their supply. So that's like their biggest struggle is this other farming tribe that gets in the way of their hunting. That's interesting. Like, screw those guys and their cows and farms. Just hunt.
What do the stars and moon mean in the night sky?
Oh, well, now I'm gonna have no idea what their belief is on this. They'll probably have some sort of structure of belief to it. Or I don't know if this would get lost in translation as well, but I'm just going to have to take the L on this one. There's no way I'm going to be able to predict what they view the stars and sky as.
Set up.
Because that's so different depending on the tribe and everything.
Set up.
Maybe he'll just be like, it's a light for catching meat. Nothing. It's nothing. Okay. Oh, the light is bad for hunting. Oh, it's the opposite. They want to hunt in the dark. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely not getting any points on this one. But at least I was on the right path with they would relate the moon back to hunting though. I knew it would have an impact on hunting. I just thought the opposite.
After seeing them catch and eat a bat, mongoose, and a hornbill, I asked them if there's any animal they don't eat.
They might not eat dogs or scavenging animals like vultures, maybe hyena. I don't know if they'd eat those, just that kind of stuff. They might not even eat, you know, like the farm animals of that tribe. They might not like that kind of meat because that has a very different taste than like wild animals. I don't know if they've ever tried to eat the farm animals of the tribe they talked about, though. I don't know what kind of interactions they've had, but I would imagine either unfamiliar meat that's not like, because game meat is very different than like raised meat. So they might, they're either going to avoid scavenge meat like hyena and dog and vultures, or they'll avoid non-game type meat, you know, meat that's been more raised in human conditions because it has a very different flavor to it. That's my guess. Either that or they'll just be like, we'll eat any meat. But I feel like maybe they'd have a discerning palate to some degree.
Cool.
All right, so they said no discerning palate, no points for me. They'll eat anything. Hyenas eat dogs. Yep. All right, so no points there. They don't care. They'll eat if it's meat. If it moves, it's meat. They'll eat it. But again, I don't know if they've eaten any of that other meat either. That might change their minds. So don't mess with the hyenas. They'll eat everything.
So I guess only hyenas are off the menu.
Oh, so they won't eat hyenas though, because hyenas eat everything. That means I kind of get a point for that one.
I ask if there's anything else, which again is lost in translation.
Is there a dangerous mouse? I like that. That's how it got translated. You bite off their head of them. Yeah, there's some retaliation. Mice bites you, you bite off its head. Let's go. Now he's like, oh, let's go eat some mice.
What do you think of city food?
City food. They've had city food. Okay, and they said it doesn't taste good. See, give me my points back. I lost track. Oh, they're back to those damn baboons. Did I say baboons like bamboo? God, my freaking brain. Baboons. Now I'm like imagining baboons, but they're made out of like bamboo sticks. See, this is what happens when you have my brain.
They don't like it. Why? They don't trust it.
We're gonna
The
eat them.
tribe has about 15 dogs that help them hunt. So I asked them, what do dogs mean to you?
Okay, what do dogs mean to them? I would imagine dogs are just part of the tribe. They're like, they're just there. They're ingrained. They're like the little family of hunters, and they hunt meat. Something along those lines. You need them to hunt. Yeah. He is after those baboons. He's like, we'll get them soon. So he's like, if you don't have dogs, you can't hunt. They're part of the tribe. They're part of the hunt. You gotta have dogs. You see? Points for me.
Thank you.
Well, this was very entertaining.
About an hour later, myself and 7 Hezabe hunters raided the baboon camp that was next to ours.
Let's go. Get them monkeys. Dinner time.
It was insanity.
I bet. Oh my God, he got it. Dude, that was a good shot.
Crazy, man. This is crazy, man.
And it's coming up next week on the channel.
Dead baboon in tow. All right, guys. If you want me to see what happens in that baboon hunt, because this video is definitely more than a week old, comment below that you need to see the baboon hunt. Also, comment below what you think my final score on this video was, and if you were trying to keep score, what was your score? I enjoyed this. This is the psychology nerd in me coming out. I'm glad to know that my education was not a complete lie, and I kind of had an idea of where most of this conversation would go. Did you as well? Was this something that you were expecting, or were the answers completely subverting your expectations? Let me know, and if you enjoyed this and you want to see me check out the other one, comment and subscribe so you'll know when I do check it out if that's what happens. And until we explore again, I will see you later.